Well, Johnny, time is almost upon us. Preparations have been thorough throughout the week in the build-up to the second leg. Just how much are you looking forward to the occasion?
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to get to Plough Lane tomorrow. Feels like the culmination in a lot of hard work this season. It's come down to this. Obviously, an opportunity now for us at home in front of our own fans to get to Wembley and try and get out of the division. So to be here, be ready, be prepared, in good shape. Yeah, we're really excited about this one. Can't wait to get down there.
As you were at pains to point out after the first leg last week, and I think most people were, it is only half-time. How much does that message continue to play a part in the build-up this week?
Yeah, it's been key really. We obviously we was pleased with how it went last week. There's no getting away. Coming away with the goal advantage is, that's what we went there for. It's a good spot to be in, but we know enough about Notts, and the boys are experienced enough now and about this league that they know that certainly no game is over until it's over. So this is, there's a lot of football. They've got 90 minutes plus to try and get back into it. So messages have to be that they're going to come, they're going to put it on us. They're going to be wounded about what happened last week, and they're going to try and come and put it right. So we need to be absolutely ready for that.
Certainly a hard-fought battle in that first leg, wasn't it, Johnny, at Meadow Lane? How are we doing in terms of available personnel ahead of tomorrow?
Yeah, good. Like you say, it was a tough game, wasn't it? It was like very, very physical. I spoke after the game about what my lads put in, what they gave for the shirt, and that takes its toll physically. So obviously after that game and early part of the week, we stripped it back a little bit and put the emphasis on recovery. Getting our legs back, and then obviously built up the training as the week's gone, and we've had everyone out there, everyone available, so that's good that we managed to shake off any knocks that we had from last Saturday, and everyone ready for this one.
Of course, it's the fourth meeting between the sides tomorrow, Johnny. Both sides know each other very well, but of course in the playoff semi-final situation, how much is it even more about knowing what they're capable of, but at the same time focusing on what we can do as well, our strengths and our capabilities?
Yeah, both. We pay respect to the opposition, because I think at any level, if you get that wrong and you disrespect them, you can come unstuck. Listen, know all about Notts. They know all about us. They got good players throughout their team, throughout their squad. One or two might be missing, we know that, but the ones that come in will be more than capable of stepping in and impressing too. So I think we're well versed in what they do, where their threats are, but they'll be coming up with new ideas to try and hurt us. They'll have looked at the game back, seen how they cause us a few issues at times, which we've done. We've looked back at it and tried to iron a few things out, and obviously highlighted some stuff that we feel like we can hurt them with as well too. So sort of two different styles, two evenly matched teams. Have you seen so far with all the games that we played against them this season?
And given that familiarity, given how close some of the games have been this season, Johnny, how much scope do you think there still is, even at this stage of the season, to learn anything new about each other in terms of personnel, formation, style of play, etc.?
I think every game of football throws up something different, especially when you're in this sort of cup tie scenario, if you like. You play 46 league games and then you go into a cup competition, so and over two legs, which is something quite unique in itself. And so, at some stage over this game, we're going to have to adjust to what they're doing. They're going to have to maybe chase a goal, depending on how the scoring going. So we have to be adaptable to what's going on the pitch. But our focus has to be try and win the game. Not sort of sit in, play for a draw, wait for them to come on to us. We have to have the mindset to win it, and they do too, because obviously they're behind at the minute. So they don't have to come in the first 5 minutes and try and win it, and we don't have to take the game away from them in the first 5 minutes. I've watched enough of these playoff games over the last few days and years, to be honest, to know that they throw up some drama, some chaos, and you have to be ready for whatever comes.
Indeed, we've got the advantage obviously after that first leg, but Notts County will certainly feel they should at least be on level terms. They'll take great encouragement from the chances they created. Of course, they've got to go all out for the win tomorrow. They've got no other choice. Could that potentially play into our hands, Johnny, as the game goes on? Maybe it become more open, more stripped. We could take advantage of that, maybe. Yeah,
well, if the scores stay level for a long while, then of course they're going to have to go for it. There's just the last throw, isn't it? You have to go all out for that goal, for that win, whatever that looks like. So, we'll be ready to exploit that if they overcommit, but at the same time, they'll be looking to do that to us. So I think it's just approach the game like it's a standalone, I think, and try and win it. Go out there with a mentality that we always do from the off, like we did at Grimsby, like we did last week, to try and go and win the game from the off, and then just be adaptable to what happens. Is that making changes in game? Is that making changes from the bench? Whatever that looks like, we have to get the job done, however it comes.
Of course, Owen Goodman, that man of the match performance last Saturday. Riley Harbott was certainly a good shot for outfield and player of the match. But of course, that key moment towards the end, Josh Nerfield with that brilliant clearance as the ball was bouncing towards the net. How much has that summed up what he's been about this season? He must be delighted with his overall contribution. Of course, he walked off with 4 of the various Player of the Year awards this season.
Yeah, and deservedly so. He's played every game. He's been an absolute mainstay in the team. Pretty much every minute of every game, give or take a few. So it's been excellent, and that typified what Josh is about last week. When you think of Josh Nerfield and Tilly and people like that, talk about what they do going forward, their goals, their assists, their wing play, what they bring in an attacking sense. But then you've got two lads, well, not just two lads, like a whole team, but sort of offensive players that are willing to dig in and do the dirty side, the ugly side, the defensive side. That's what they'd call it, the ugly side. I'm sure. Willing to run back towards their goal, not just towards the opposition's goal. And I think you saw what it meant to him, making that goal line clearance. In a minute they did get through. One of the chances they did get through and beyond the goalkeeper. Then Josh is there to make the clearance, and he celebrates it like a goal, and rightly so, because it's just as important. If that goes in, the tie's got a different complexion. So, it was a goal-saving tackle, and he celebrated like it was.
Of course, by the time we kick off tomorrow, Johnny, it'll be a week between tomorrow and, of course, the first leg. It's the longest gap between the 2 legs of each of the semi-final ties across the 3 divisions. Have you found that to be more or less an ideal preparation time going into tomorrow's game, or has there been a little bit of perhaps a sense of itching to get on with it and get out there for that second leg?
Well, listen, we're ready. We're ready to go now. It's felt like a while since we went up there. It's felt like an age since that Grimsby game now, to be honest. But I feel like we're always better prepared when we've got a week to work on it. It sort of worked out well because obviously, getting the result at Grimsby meant that we had a week to prepare for the first leg, and then a week again. So it's allowed us to have some sort of consistency, some structure to the training week, to the schedule, stuff like that. So I've been fine with it. I think it suited us. I think it's allowed us to get rest in, recovery. So obviously it's the same for the opposition as well, but get rest in, recovery, but also be able to do all the work that you need on the pitch as well, and just make sure you're fully prepared.
And also, Johnny, another 12:30 p.m. kickoff again tomorrow at the Cherry Red Records Stadium. How much encouragement do you derive from our good overall record this season, particularly at home, in those earlier kickoff matches such as MK, Salford City, and of course Notts County when they came to see us on the 8th of March?
Yeah, I think it's encouraging that we've had good results in the main in those kickoff slots, and it always seems like a really good atmosphere at home when we've had those kickoffs, and we've responded well to it. So. Yeah, no issues from me. Obviously, they have to travel. They're the ones that that will be on the road. Probably, maybe even yesterday, but certainly today they'll be down here training and away from their home comforts, if you like. But I'm sure they'll be prepared well. We are too. These early kickoffs they've been pretty kind to us. So, but tomorrow's a standalone. It doesn't mean too much going into it, but. I think we're all happy with the way that it's panned out.
Of course, we must also mention one of the very big reasons why we managed to close out 5th place in the table in that game at Grimsby, not just with his goal but his overall performance. Sam Hutchinson, thankfully, has received the best possible treatment, seems to be very much on the mend. You must also have a few words of recognition to add for someone who quite literally put his health and well-being on the line for the Dons in that game. Incredible determination shown by Sam.
Yeah, unbelievable from Sam. I think that sums him up. That shows why he's had the career that he's had, played at the level that he's had and that he has, and his commitment to the cause. He's been an absolute pleasure to work with since he's come in. He's loved being here. He's put everything into it, and more so than last week. I had no idea that he was struggling during the game. Obviously, I was sat in the stand, and
no one any the wiser, were
they?
No,
I'm watching the game, and I'm thinking, if anything, he's getting stronger during the second half. If I felt like he was dropping off or something, I would have. I'd have brought him off, but he was fine. He looked strong, scored the goal, and was on there till the very end. It was only after that I found out that he'd been struggling from the off, because he didn't say anything and he didn't look like it. So I think that shows you the measure of the man. That shows you how much he looks after himself. And then afterwards, obviously, we reacted quickly and got him the care that we needed. So credit to to the people involved with that, the medical staff here, Bobby and the team, making a quick call to get him down into Nottingham, into the hospital, and then he was really well looked after in Nottingham, and then when he came to London, and obviously he's had his procedure now, he's fine, he's resting up, but I'm sure he'd love it to get out there tomorrow. Like, he feels good and he feels fine. So long term, no issues. He'll be good to go. And we just, obviously as a club, we just want to support him because he gave everything. Like you say, he actually put his body and his health on the line to get us here. To have this opportunity. So obviously we're really grateful to Sam for that.
And that's obviously great to hear that he's very much on the mend, hopefully back with us soon, Johnny. This, of course, your third season with us. You know only too well what can happen when we've got the fans all at it, the team all working hard for each other, the management team overseeing operations in the technical area. So really, tomorrow, just a case of getting it all together once again on one united front, one big final push, if you like, just to get this semi-final over the line and hopefully create another magical milestone in Wimbledon history.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's an unbelievable opportunity. It's taken... Well, the club hasn't been in this position for a while. Obviously, my third season now, and it's taken time to be here. But here we are, and with a brilliant opportunity to all come together and create something special. The boys, when they join this club, they learn about the history of it and the rich history and what it means to play for Wimbledon. And they've now got an opportunity to go and be a part of that history now, create their own, which is magical for them. And that's what I've been trying to get them to sort of embrace and enjoy and realise that these are the reasons that we do it, like play football, coach, get into management, for these games, for these moments, to be involved in something meaningful, and the boys have created that opportunity for themselves this season with what they've done so far, put themselves in a good with a really good opportunity to get to Wembley and hopefully get out of the division. So fair play to them up to this point. Can they go and finish the job now? And we're going to need everyone to do that. That's not just the boys that walk out there, it's the boys behind on the bench, the boys behind that are there to support staff, and then obviously the supporters. Supporters have got a massive role to play, and the way that they've got behind us all season has been incredible. So expecting more of the same at Plough Lane tomorrow.
Plus, of course, you yourself, Johnny, you know what it takes to get out of this division in terms of promotion. Back in 2010, you were an integral part of the Notts County side, ironically enough, that won the League Two title. How much would it mean to you to double down on that as a manager with the Dons via the playoffs this season?
Yeah, to be honest, I think this would be the highlight of my whole career. Had some successes as a player and enjoyed those moments, and it's nice that you're part of a winning team, successful team. But when you come on this side, it's completely different. The pressures, the burden, the weight that you put on yourself when you lose, but the highs that you get when you win, and to actually top it off with a promotion, would be the highlight of my career. But probably more importantly than that, it would be an opportunity to repay the faith that's been shown in me, the support that I've had at this football club, and obviously it's taken time to get here. My third season, obviously the club hasn't been in this position for a while, so here we are, together, and it's been a real team effort to get here. So for me to be able to deliver that, obviously personally that'll feel great, but for the people around, the people above me, the players, I want it for them to, and the supporters as well, for the way that they've stuck with us, stuck by me, supported the lads all the way, and they deserve the success too.
So just finally then, Johnny, preparations are complete ahead of that second leg tomorrow. All we can do is wait for the kick-off, put it all into practice. What's your final message to everyone ahead of that game?
Just what I touched on there, just be loud, be proud, do what Wimbledon does and what Wimbledon's always done. Support we've had on the road this season, at home, it's been unbelievable. Look at the numbers that we took to Grimsby, the numbers we took to Notts. When we fill out Plough Lane at home, it done half become a difficult place for teams to come. You've seen that. We've been home record's been really, really strong, and obviously the crowd play a massive role in that. So one more big push, one more big effort from everyone. I can assure you the players are going to be going out there giving absolutely everything, and they respond when when the crowd are with them, and I've got no doubt in my mind that the crowd will be there to support us all the way.
That's brilliant, Johnny. Thanks ever so much for your time today. Of course, it goes without saying, the best of luck to yourself, the players, everyone behind the scenes for that second leg, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Cheers, Mikey.
Thanks, Johnny.